Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Ockwell-Smith. Welcome to my latest SOS parenting video. Today I want to have a chat about what you should do or say when you have family members or friends who really don't like your parenting style or who parent very differently to you. So it can be so hard, can't it? If you're trying to follow gentle parenting and you've got a parent or an aunt or a friend who's very dismissive of what you do, or maybe you get little digs or little comments now and again. So what should you do? I think the most important thing is to be true to yourself. If you're in that situation, it's just about taking a breath and reminding yourself why you're parenting in this way. So often the easiest way to do that is to put yourself in a community of like-minded people, not necessarily in real life, but online. I have two groups on Facebook, Gentle Parenting UK for gentle parents in the UK, and Gentle Parenting International for those in other countries. Come along and join them. Surround yourselves with like-minded people and have a moan as well too if it helps you. But what else should we do? I think we need to focus on the empathy that we have for our own children. You know, that empathy that's so important for gentle parenting. So what do I mean by this? I think we have to understand that the views and beliefs and the unwanted advice that we get from relatives and friends who don't follow our parenting style is based on what they know and what they've experienced. And many of us, maybe even most of us, weren't raised in a gentle style. We were raised in a more authoritarian manner. So when we see a child being raised differently in an authoritative or gentle way, it can be deeply triggering for us subconsciously. And we often don't realize what's happening, but it's triggering to see a child getting away with something we wouldn't have done as children, or speaking to their parents in a way we would never have dreamed of as children, because otherwise we may have had a slap or been sent to our room or been shouted at. So it can be really triggering for adults to see children being parented in a calm, kind, compassionate way when they didn't experience that themselves. And it's really difficult, I think, to look back at your own childhood and think about things that weren't perfect, that weren't great, that made us feel bad, that maybe made us struggle with things today. But it is really important that we do that. It doesn't mean blaming your parents for everything. It's absolutely possible to love your parents to bits and realize that your own childhood was dysfunctional. However, there's a lot of cognitive dissonance that goes alongside that. So by that, I mean, rather than admit to ourselves that our own upbringing wasn't great, it's much easier to go on the defense and attack what you see rather than deal with what you're feeling inside. And for a lot of the time, that's what happens when we're around friends and family or other people who dislike our parenting and criticize it. And it's actually not about us or our children at all. It's about them and how they were treated as children and their relationships with their parents and the relationships that they had with others when they were younger, or perhaps also the relationship that they have with their own children now. You know, it can be really hard as a parent to admit that you've done something to mess your child up. So we have to understand the cognitive dissonance. We have to understand that 99% of this isn't about us and it's not about our children. But having that empathy, I think, is so important, and having that understanding of where these comments are coming from, as well as having that support around you, whether it's real life, whether it's virtual, to make you think, yes, I am doing the right thing and I can understand why they're saying that and I disagree, but I can have empathy with the fact that they didn't have the type of upbringing I'd like my child to have. Two things I would suggest that you don't do. One, answer back to them or start a sort of a heated debate or an argument. They never end well. They are just going to end with you feeling very anxious and very distressed. So I would just, nod and smile and say, thank you, I'll consider that advice. Or just say, yeah, okay, maybe. Just be quite dismissive. Make it clear that you're not open to debate, but be polite when you're doing it, making them say, here's a door. That door is firmly closed. I'm not debating that. The other thing that I wouldn't do, and I see this so often, is people asking, can anybody show me a research study or a really good scientific-based article that I can share with my friend, my sister, my mum, my dad, to show them why cry it out is bad, to show them why putting a child in timeout is bad, to show them why XYZ is bad? Don't go down that route. You absolutely will never convince them that you're just going to hit a brick wall, but maybe you might make them more angry and maybe it's going to cause more problems in your relationship. You don't change the way people think and believe and behave with scientific research studies, unfortunately. You change them by talking about feelings. and by empathizing and by role modeling. So if you don't think it's possible to role model and change feelings by saying things like, but how do you think you'd feel? You know, do you remember a time when you were young and the same thing happens to you? Those sorts of questions are way more powerful than showing scientific research. If you don't think they're going to have an impact, go back to the shut them off kindly and politely, make them know that it's not up for debate, and then get back to your support group. I hope that's helped. I've spoken about this lots, like there's a whole chapter on it in my new book, How to Be a Calm Parent, which is out in the beginning of 2022. So next year, a few months away. It's open for pre-order now. So if you are interested, lots of other things covered, but there's a whole chapter on focusing on your own childhood and your parents and how that impacted your current behaviour, and also the impact on relationships with others. So do go check out How to Be a Calm Parent. And also, if you do buy How to Be a Calm Parent, I have a book group called How to Be a Calm Parent book group. It's a Facebook group that's only open for people who have pre-ordered the book to come and discuss with me. So there'll be a guided discussion every month and a couple of lives I'm going to do from when the book's published. So if you do pre-order before March, send me an email, sarah@gentleparenting.co.uk. Send me proof of purchase of that pre-order and I will add you to the book group and we can talk about it more next year. Thanks for joining. Bye.